This edition of Checks and Balances TV is brought to you by American Equity Investment Life Insurance Company. Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Checks and Balances TV. Today's program is entitled Memorial Day, honoring and giving back to those who served. So let's see how today's news may impact your and their financial future. Memorial Day, which is observed on the last Monday of May, commemorates the men and women who died while serving our country. On this special holiday, many people visit local cemeteries and memorials, and volunteers often place small American flags on each gravesite at national cemeteries across the U.S. In addition, flags at government and state buildings fly at half-staff, and a national moment of remembrance takes place at 3 p.m. local time. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's check the facts using our checks and balances process. The long Memorial Day weekend starts this Saturday, and cities coast to coast are gearing up for their annual tributes and parades. Memorial Day is a time to honor our country's veterans, and many people do this by visiting our nation's capital. Washington, D.C. is home to 9 separate monuments and memorials that pay tribute to those who shaped this great nation of ours. There you can find war memorials that honor those who served World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War, as well as memorials for all branches of the military. Arlington National Cemetery, where many war heroes, veterans, and historical figures are buried, holds a symbolic ceremony each Memorial Day to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country. Memorial Day first began in 1868 as Decoration Day, a time for the nation to decorate the graves of veterans with flowers. Major General John A. Logan, the head of the Union veterans at the time, declared that Decoration Day should be observed on May 30th. It's believed this date was chosen because flowers are in full bloom throughout the country. The first large observance of this day was held that same year at Arlington National Cemetery. And by the end of the 19th century, Memorial Day ceremonies were held on May 30th throughout the nation. However, it wasn't until after World War I that Memorial Day was expanded to honor those who died in all American wars. In 1971, Memorial Day was declared a national holiday by an act of Congress and officially observed on the last Monday in May. Okay, so now that we've checked the facts, let's balance this news by using our checks and balances process to determine what action you should take today. From Arlington National Cemetery to Main Street, USA, the unofficial start to the summer season begins with a tribute to our nation's heroes. While honoring those that gave the ultimate sacrifice is incredibly important and patriotic, so is honoring and helping surviving veterans as well. The veterans of our country are entitled to health benefits from our federal government. Disability compensation is a tax-free benefit paid to a veteran for an injury or disease that occurred while serving our country. However, for those veterans who are struggling with paying for non-service related medical needs, there is another federal benefit program available to them. It's a needs-based, tax-free pension, and very few take advantage of it. It's commonly referred to as the Aid and Attendance Benefit. The program's purpose is to assist veterans as well as spouses, widows, or widowers of veterans with paying out-of-pocket medical expenses. This little-known veterans benefit could potentially become a significant source of financial aid for long-term care services, provided either at home or in a medical facility. Although nearly 1/3 of senior veterans qualify for the Aid and Attendance Benefit, government statistics show that only 1 in 4 eligible veterans are currently receiving it. Most eligible veterans do not know that the Aid and Attendance program even exists, leaving many struggling to personally pay the high cost of assisted living or home health care instead of using the benefits entitled to them. This program offers veterans up to $1,949 per month for their out-of-pocket medical costs. Although this amount should increase when the government's cost of living allowance increases, also known as COLA, this amount unfortunately has remained unchanged for the past 2 years. And while there are certain requirements in order to receive this benefit, the program is offered to veterans of all American wars, even the ones we're fighting in currently. Okay, so what's the bottom line here? This country truly is the home of the brave. And it's because of the many sacrifices made by those brave men and women that allow all of us to still live in the land of the free. And whether or not you support each war the U.S. enters, we must believe in and support our American heroes who serve in each war. Without their commitment to protect and ultimately do what it takes to preserve and defend our country, America would not be what it is today. This Memorial Day, as we remember those that served and gave their lives, let us also pay tribute to those who served and lived. A personal sacrifice to serve our country can come in many forms, some not even visible to the naked eye. The government has rightfully enhanced benefits to the veterans of this country. Let us help them spread the word. If you know a veteran that could benefit by additional monthly funds, please tell them about the Aid and Attendance program. For more information, log on to checksandbalances.tv or va.gov. And now for Matt's weekly financial tip, tool, or technique. Today's tip outlines the qualification requirements for obtaining the Aid and Attendance, also known as the A&A benefit, as well as the information on how to apply. If you or someone you love is a veteran, is married to, or a widow of a veteran, and in need of financial assistance with non-service related medical expenses, here is the information you need to know to see if you or they are eligible for this little known yet extremely helpful veterans benefit. First of all, who can qualify? To qualify, the veteran must be at least 65 years of age or have a medical qualification of disability, meaning he or she requires the regular assistance of another person to perform daily tasks. The veteran must have served 90 days or more of active duty in any branch of the armed services, with just 1 day served during an official war as designated by Congress. Veterans who were dishonorably discharged do not qualify, however. Widows or widowers of veterans are eligible to participate in these benefits also if they qualify medically or financially. Now let's talk about the financial eligibility. The financial eligibility requirements state that the veteran and their spouse must have a combined asset value of less than $80,000, excluding their home and vehicles. The applicant's yearly household income, adjusted for unreimbursed medical expenses, must be less than $19,736 without dependents, and $23,396 if you have one dependent. The applicant can add $2,686 to his or her annual income limit if they were an early war veteran, and $2,020 for each additional dependent. Now, what to expect? The Aid and Attendance benefit can provide up to $1,644 per month to a veteran, $1,056 per month to a surviving spouse, or $1,949 per month to a couple, in addition to their monthly pension they receive for serving in the military. Be aware, however, it takes an average of 4 to 6 months to process an application, so you have to have patience. However, applicants who are 70 years of age or older may request that their application be expedited. Now, how to apply? Applicants must complete the appropriate VA form to apply, which is available at www.va.gov/VA forms. The applicant must also include a letter of request, all required documentation, and evidence of their age or disability. For additional information, including application requirements, visit the Department of Veteran Affairs or call 1-800-827-1000. In this week's CBTV poll, we're asking Americans an important question. Are you currently receiving veterans benefits? Log on to answer this poll at www.checksandbalances.tv. And while you're on the site, be sure to watch the newest episodes in our Truth About series, which is available now, and it's on the Truth About bonds. You will learn the pros and cons, both sides of the coin, on this important financial product, so you'll know if it's the right investment for you. And finally, remember that only you can control your financial future. You can succeed. You just need confidence and determination. I'm Matthew J. Rettick from Checks and Balances TV. Until next week, dump debt, invest wisely, believe in yourself, and make it happen.